I tentatively entered into the land of Pong. I had heard from the Ponganese people that it was full of Onaga. The Onaga were, as I was told, a violent people that Pong had a strained truce with. I would have to be careful. As I made my way down a path, I was surprised by some Onaga brigands. At first, the brigands wished to rob me, but they soon discovered that I traveled rather light. There was discussion over making a meal out of me, which, needless to say, I wasn't in agreement with. I blurted out my mission to them, which I doubted they would care, but I was very pleasantly surprised by their interest. In fact, they told me of their greatest legend.
Many years ago, Togoda was one nation at war with one giant demon. Indainaru Chichi Onaga rampaged across the countryside, much to his dark delight. Then came a day that Indainaru would regret. The people of Togoda gathered together.
We must band together to defeat this menace.
The army marched to meet Indainaru head on. They battled the giant and managed to wound him. Indainaru ran from the battle. Indainaru happened upon an isolated farm in the mountains. There was a family of farmers. There was a family of farmers. Indainaru rested on his new farm. Indainaru had lost a lot of blood and size. He had not noticed that his blood had gotten on all the animals. His blood fell on the chickens, and the chickens changed into what would be known as the rooster Onaga. His blood fell on the pigs, and the pigs changed into the pig Onaga. His blood fell on the goats, and the goats changed into the goat Onaga. His blood fell on the oxen, and the oxen changed into the ox Onaga. His blood fell on the dogs, and the dogs changed into the dog Onaga. His blood fell on the horses, and the horses changed into the horse Onaga. His blood fell on the rabbits hiding amongst the crops, and the rabbits changed into the rabbit Onaga. His blood fell on the rats hiding amongst the farm, and the rats changed into the rat Onaga. Indainaru Chichi Onaga slept,
Master!
until a voice caused him to awaken. To find himself facing his creations. A rooster Onaga stepped forward.
I am Ondori, leader of the Rooster Onaga.
Ondori knelt and bowed before Indainaru.
Here to serve you.
A pig Onaga stepped forward.
I am Buta, leader of the Pig Onaga,
and knelt and bowed before Indainaru.
here to serve you.
A goat Onaga stepped forward.
I am Yagi, leader of the Goat Onaga.
And knelt and bowed before Indainaru.
Here to serve you.
An ox Onaga stepped forward.
I am Bushi, leader of the Oxen Onaga,
Knelt and bowed before Indainaru.
here to serve you.
A dog Onaga stepped forward.
I am Inu, leader of the Dog Onaga,
And knelt and bowed before Indainaru.
here to serve you.
A horse Onaga stepped forward.
I am Uma, leader of the Horse Onaga,
And knelt and bowed before Indainaru.
here to serve you.
A rabbit Onaga stepped forward.
I am Usagi, leader of the Rabbit Onaga.
And knelt and bowed before Indainaru.
Here to serve you.
A rat Onaga stepped forward.
I am Zazumi,
leader of the Rat Onaga.
And knelt and bowed before Indainaru.
Here to serve you.
Indainaru smiled at his children. He had his army, but his smile faded as he realized it would not be enough.
I need more forces.
Indainaru went on his journey to strengthen his army. Indainaru, after some rest and healing, made his way to a nearby jungle. Indainaru felt he needed scouts he could use to gather information. Indainaru found a tribe of monkeys and thought to himself, Indainaru had his children capture some monkeys. The monkeys were brought before Indainaru, who laughed in delight. Indainaru produced a knife and cut his hand, and splashed his blood on the monkeys. And the monkeys started to change into the monkey Onaga. One monkey Onaga walked up to Indainaru.
I'm Saru, leader of the monkey Onaga.
And knelt and bowed before him.
Here to serve you.
After Indainaru thought about it, he felt he needed some assassins, and who would make better assassins than snakes. Indainaru and his children searched through the jungle. Indainaru and his children found a den of snakes. Indainaru's children held the snakes before Indainaru. Indainaru smiled.
This will do.
Indainaru cut open his hand and splashed his blood on the snakes. The snakes started to change until they became the snake Onaga. One snake Onaga stepped forward
I am Hibai, leader of the Snake Onaga.
and knelt and bowed.
Here to serve
Indainaru's smile broadened.
Perfect.
Indainaru felt he needed one more animal for his army. He needed the tigers. They would make great generals for his army. Indainaru's children searched the jungle for tigers. The tigers were a little harder to catch, but eventually they were detained. Indainaru's children brought the cages of tigers to me. Indainaru smiled.
Excellent.
Indainaru took his knife and slashed his hand and sprayed his blood on the tigers. The tigers started to change until they became the tiger Onaga. The other Onaga opened the cages. One tiger Onaga stepped forward to Indainaru.
I am Tora, leader of the Tiger Onaga.
And knelt down and bowed.
Here to serve you.
Indainaru's smile broadened.
Perfect.
Indainaru's thoughts were interrupted by the sound of giant wings. Indainaru looked up to see a giant golden dragon flying overhead. Indainaru knew what his next children would be. Indainaru and his children followed the dragon to a mountain. Indainaru and his children climbed the mountain. Indainaru and his children made their way to the cave. Indainaru strode ahead.
Wait here, my children. I will dispatch the dragon on my own.
Indainaru's children looked amongst each other nervously.
Master?
Indainaru glared at the Rooster Onaga leader impatiently.
What?
Ondori looked to Buta, the leader of the Pig Onaga, nervously. Buta looked towards his father nervously.
That might be a bad idea, Master.
Is that so?
Buta looked away from Indainaru's gaze in fear. Soyagi stepped forward.
We are grateful for your gift to us all.
The other Onaga murmured amongst themselves. Indainaru gave his children a suspicious look.
What are you getting at?
Ushi, leader of the Ox Onaga, stepped forward nervously.
Your gift has trained you, Master.
Indainaru shook his head in confusion and disbelief.
Would someone just come out with it?
Inu, leader of the Dog Onaga, stepped forward nervously.
Haven't you noticed the change, Master?
Indanaru's frustration grew.
Out with it.
Uma, leader of the Horse Onaga, stepped forward nervously.
Master, the more of us you make, the less of you there is.
Indanaru's frustration with his children reached a boiling point.
What are you?
Realization came to Indanaru. He had finally noticed that he no longer was towering over his children. In fact, he was looking up to them.
How did...
Usagi, leader of the Rabbit Onaga, stepped forward and knelt and bowed.
We feel your pain, Master.
Nezumi, the leader of the Rat Onaga, stepped forward, knelt, and bowed before his master.
The Rat Onaga shall investigate the cave and learn all we can.
Saru, leader of the monkey Onaga, stepped forward, knelt down, and bowed before his master.
The monkey Onaga will coax the dragon out.
Hibai, leader of the snake Onaga, stepped forward, knelt down, and bowed before his master.
The snake Onaga will weaken the dragon with our venom and surprise attacks.
Tora, leader of the tiger Onaga, stepped forward, knelt down, and bowed.
The Tiger Onaga will finish the dragon.
Indainaru smiled at his children with pride.
You fill me with pride, my children. I can't.
Unfortunately, his proud moment was interrupted by the dragon coming out of its cave. It snapped at Indainaru, swallowing him whole. The Onaga stared in shock at the dragon. The Onaga attacked the dragon. The battle raged for days. Until the Onaga defeated the dragon. The Onaga opened the dragon's belly and pulled their master out. Indainaru's children stood over him as the life was fading from him.
I will not live long enough to see your victory over my enemies, which is my regret. But I know you will be victorious one day. Now spread my blood on the dragon eggs.
Indainaru's children spread his blood on the dragon's eggs. The Onaga watched in awe as the eggs hatched. And out came the dragon Onaga. One of the dragon Onaga stepped forward and knelt and bowed before their brethren.
I am Ryu, leader of the Dragon Onaga, here to serve my master and brethren.
The Onaga fought with the army that had wounded their father. After many years, the Onaga established their own country of Palm.
It was an interesting tale, although I believe very little of it. And it was very brass tacks and full of propaganda, but a story is a story. Besides, it kept the Onaga from robbing me or eating me.